Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a great day today. Hope you guys had a lovely weekend, had a fun time during New Year's. Thanks for joining me as always. You know, we are not financial advisors and everything you see on here is for educational purposes only. Alright, let's get started with, we'll do the dollar real quick. I did notice that it's back into this little support area where it's previous bottom. So it's not giving us too much info right now. You know, will we do a double bottom and start pushing back up? It's not giving me much info. I just know like, hey, it has a target of 110, so we should eventually head up there. And now that I'm looking at this, you know what this reminds me of? Bitcoin. It reminds me of this area here. So pay attention to this. Right? Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can do the bars. And technically it goes all the way back up. So we grab this, I'm gonna copy it, go back to this. Where are we at? Right there. Paste. So we allow. We'll make this a little smaller. As you can see, my videos aren't like 100% already prepared. But I just now noticed this, so you guys are just doing this with me. So this reminds me, you know what, let me take the logo out of here. This reminds me of this. Remember, they don't follow exactly perfect, but close enough. So technically we should have some nice spike. And this spike is enough to make Bitcoin dump pretty good. And this will make it come all the way back up and hit the target. Hit the target and drop and come back up. So it would be something like this. Eventually it's gonna break back up really fast, come down and goes up again, then comes back down, and then breaks above. Because this is right here, which is right there. So you see how that kind of like the spot that lines up a little bit? And that's the part where like it kind of shows it, hey, you know, like this here, we'll make this yellow, lines up with this, which is this area here, lines up with this area here. So I'm expecting a nice little pump back up from the dollar. And if that happens, we will finally drop. Oh my god, it's taking forever. So much sideways. Now yesterday, it was Sunday, and because of the whole holiday weekend, I didn't really post anything. But we did close the green candle, and it wasn't any reversal fib, so it hinted, hey, we have to go back up a little bit more. We went up. We're now on a strong reversal fib at 16,774. So if Bitcoin closes on this reversal fib, so if we don't close above this price, it drops back down tomorrow. We also do have the half moon here now. And this has been, for the most part, pretty reliable on drops. This is like the only consistent moon that I've seen that actually plays out. We had one last time that didn't play out, like because it has its one-off already, and it technically did its one-off. So this technically should drop. And it does sometimes take a few days after. Like here, it actually pumped for 2 days and had one big pump and then completely dumped. You know, here just straight dropped. Here it went sideways and then dropped. So, you know, and this was the weekend, so nobody was doing much in it or anything. You know, we had a nice little drop, but then it pumped. Right now we pushed back up, but it looks like, you know, it's kind of losing a little bit of momentum. So if we close here, we should drop back down, and maybe this can finally be it. You know, even the dollar is hinting for it to go back up, you know, based off the pattern. This pattern should also already be playing out, where we're just going to go sideways. We went up, came down. Why did I keep pushing that button? And then more sideways and then drop. In this case, it should have maybe dropped over here. So we're a couple of days late now. Which there are times where I'm a little late, and I'll say, hey, like, you need to do this already, because if not, I'm gonna look like a liar. We're getting to that phase because we've actually gone sideways for a little too long. We did do our drop here, and now we're 16 days in going to sideways. So we're due for a drop any day now. Speaking of drop, look at that. Boom, perfectly knocked out our 30-cent target for XRP. So we knew, like, even though it went up, we knew it had to come back down to the 30 cents. We went up, hit a strong reversal fib, and this was resistance, so we knew here it was going to drop back down. Kept going sideways. This is technically what Bitcoin should have done, right? When we went sideways, we went up, we went sideways, and then big drop. That actually looks like Bitcoin right here. We look at that. We dropped, went up, little thing, went sideways. I know what y'all thinking. You see, it keeps dropping, went sideways, up, down, and a big drop, big recovery. Huh. I wonder if Bitcoin's gonna have a big dump and it's gonna recover right away. You'll be surprised. I know I might look a little weird right now, but you'll be surprised how often, like, the patterns just tell you a lot of things. This is how we've made such great calls. But good thing is a lot of these coins are knocking out their targets, and then they have bullish targets, so we know we're probably going to come back up pretty quick. Everybody else is just kind of going, you know, either dropping or going sideways. Matic had a nice little push up. Now this is one that's kind of interesting here is when we made the red candle, I mentioned, hey, you know what, we could drop back into the red zone. It literally just touched it and then bounced back up. So this is actually better, because if we went into it and closed into it, this would have, you know, took away the ability of this actually playing out. And this is actually taking a lot longer. Well, I don't want to ruin that. But technically we wanted some sort of sideways action. So we need this to give us some sort of sideways action, whether it comes back up, comes down, up, like that. So it gives us some sort of like flag pattern. And that breakout will signal, hey, this can have a nice little pump. So it's still kind of there. It's a little strange, but it's still kind of there. So, you know, I probably wouldn't buy unless like it broke above its previous high. Let's just change it to a different color. Why does it keep going to the bottom? You know, something like that. That's kind of like the more safer route. And I kept talking about how Adam always keep pushing back up when the whole market is dropping. I need to sneeze. Is it gonna come out? Is it gonna come out? Nope, no sneeze. So I had a really nice pump today. The rest of the market is doing okay. Near there, you know, Avalanche, everything's kind of going sideways. Now this is the only other one I really wanted to like take a minute on is why is my little arrow so small? Ethereum. So we're going sideways. We know Ethereum has a second arrow target at 1075 and a white fib target. The second arrows always play out. So we know for a fact it has to come back down. And it's due, because it's gone sideways for a while, it's due to actually drop back down. So still waiting for, you know, Ethereum to hit its targets. And it's pretty much the last one that has bearish targets. I don't think anybody else has any bearish targets. No, that's pretty much it. So hopefully this will be our last drop. If it does something like how, you know, XRP shows it, or it does a big old drop, that would drop us somewhere to like 14,000. Like, you know what I mean? I have like the support, this trend line here is around like 15, but we could dip into 14,000 if it does something like that. And then it will quickly recover. So remember those words. If it has a crazy crash like that, it's supposed to quickly recover. So it's going to be pretty interesting how everything plays out. It's been a little boring so far, which is good on my end because it gives me a lot of free time. You know, I was talking with the member the other day, and it was funny how he remembers when I was constantly throwing charts all day. I had to track each coin individually. Right now I just track Bitcoin because for the most part, everybody is doing what Bitcoin does. As in before, like every single coin had its mind of its own, and I had to constantly give, you know, calls on different coins. So this is a nice little vacation for me, you know, the calm before the storm. In the meantime, I have been, you know, updating the scalping bot that I'm currently working on. Right now, I did signal a short automatic, so we're gonna wait to see how that plays out. Back to this, you know, it's in its final testing. Everything looks to be pretty good. The success rate has been pretty good. Now I just need to get the actual alerts correct, right? Because you know how it just right now it just throws out some numbers, doesn't tell you what coin it is or nothing like that, doesn't show you a chart. So I want to get that set up to where at least it gives you a chart. So those who have taken my trading course also understand, like, okay, Lima, the bot said this. Let me go double check. You know what? That's correct. Let's get in. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If anything interesting happens, I will update everybody on the Discord. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, this is where I do my ads. So if you're already in my group, you guys don't have to watch this part. But if you're someone that's looking to get more information on the market and what's going on, I do have a paid Discord. If I click on the button right here for Ko-Fi, I have a few tiers. My first tier, market outlook videos. This gives you access to all the YouTube videos I do. I only post Mondays update, to the public. I post Tuesday through Friday, which is private. Sometimes I do some on the weekends too, if like the market's going really crazy. Right now, the market's been pretty chill, so I just been doing the basic Monday through Friday. From there, the next step up, we have peace of mind. And this one gives you the market update videos. It gives you Discord access and signal alerts. And the reason I call this peace of mind is because you do get access to all the information that's on the Discord and the market updates. So you can kind of see what's going on with the market. You won't be surprised. Like, oh my God, the market dumped today. Like, yeah, we kind of already saw that. You'll see that in this group. Nobody here is FOMOing. Nobody's here is shocked, surprised. Everyone's more calm, relaxed. It's a good little community. We have a bunch of little options that we have here. We post news, what people are buying. We have group zooms, area for hidden gems, ways to do passive income. And this is where I post my daily market updates so everybody can see it. We have a little chat dedicated just for, the cryptos. I do have signal alerts, so I do send out messages on the Signal app. I try to keep it away from like Discord and Telegram because everybody has those and they have a bunch of different rooms. I want to have an app separately that if you get a notification from this app, something big is happening in cryptos, so you get that, you're not surprised, right? I've sent out a bunch of messages before, right before like big dumps have happened. So nobody was surprised. And that's why I call it the peace of mind. The next one up is Edge. And the reason I call it Edge is you get the same as, before, the market update videos, Discord access, signal alerts. But you also get, you can request charts and you have trading calls and you have 2 Zoom sessions with me. The Zoom sessions are actually really cool because we can go over, your portfolio, coins that you're interested. Some people just like to be able to vent. We are in a bull bear market. It's been tough, these last couple months. So there's a lot we can do with that. We do have some trade calls where I do post trades there. We have our own little trade little group where it has the actual trade calls and it has like the chat so we can go over that. On top of that, we can even request charts. So we have a section over here where members can request certain coins. So let's say you go into another group and they're talking about this coin and it's pumped and you're hyped up and you want to jump into. I can go in there and review that coin to let you know, like, hey, you know what? It still has a lot of potential, or you know what? This looks like it's to the top. I wouldn't get in. And you'll be surprised how many times I've saved people from getting into coins that other people made them FOMO in just because they had a big pump. A lot of people think in a bear market, they think like it's going to still keep pumping and pumping and pumping like it is in a bull market. It doesn't. A lot of times, like, hey, look, this is pretty much done. One of my previous ones was with Atlas. We mentioned, hey, this could be a top. And we were around this area here where I mentioned like, oh, you know what? This is like technically where you want to get out. Oops, little magnets in its way. If I can fix it a little bit. Like this is where you would want to get out. Have a buy order at the top in case it breaks through the fib. So, you'll be kicked right back in and you take off with it. But since then, it's dropped about, 25%. This is technically where you would, want to buy back in. And now you just made 25% more. And that's like the beauty of like being able to request those charts. I have another tier, but that one's already full. And that one just gives you more Zoom sessions. Another thing I do offer, if we scroll back down, I do have a trading course that I have. I'm no longer doing the personal one just because I'm booked on a lot of, Zooms and other things. But I do have my video out right now. So let's say, we're going to go into a sideways market. So one of the ways you're going to make a lot of money now is to be able to trade. And even if you're a complete beginner, I go over, real big essentials that you really need to learn, because there's a lot of trade videos out there on YouTube that are free. There's a lot of videos out there to show you how to trade that are paid, and they go up to the thousands of dollars. And one thing I've noticed with a lot of these, they always miss out like little simple things, right? They just pretty much give you like the indicators, the setup, and here, go trade it. But there's a lot more to that, a lot more. So I have that course there if anyone's ever interested. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So I will see you guys in the Discord.